procedure that existed before the GDPR. A formal notice is a procedure that intervenes after a complaint or control. Formal notice is a procedure that intervenes after a complaint or control. But it does not constitute a sanction. It does not constitute a sanction. Whatever, it's distinguished from a simple warning. It's distinguished from a simple warning. In fact, the president of the CNIL, may warn a data controller or their processor, may warn a data controller or their processor of the fact that the planned processing operations, are likely to violate the provisions of the GDPR or the 1978 law. Of course, but I don't insist on this case, you have a formal notice procedure described by the national law. It's not the most important point. I think it's better to talk about the most frequent reasons for formal notices. What are the most frequent reasons for formal notices? As an example, it's non-compliance with relevance, non-compliance with relevance, or with information, so non-compliance in both, with relevance or with information. It's a collection of sensitive data. Sensitive data without prior consent. Collection of sensitive data without prior consent, or non-compliance with security. Or commercial prospecting, or as an example, unlawful transfer of data. Unlawful transfer of data to the United States of America. To the United States. transfer of data to the United States. Okay, there is a third procedure between all the oversight procedure by the CNIL. This is the oversight procedure in cooperation. Oversight procedure of in cooperation. This is new. This is a new proceeding with the GDPR. This is a development of a one-stop shop mechanism, one-stop shop mechanism when GDPR violations, development of one-stop shop mechanism when GDPR violations are cross-border within the EU. So in this case, when personal data cross the internal borders on the Union, on the EU, when personal data cross the external borders of the EU, that may increase the risk that natural persons may not be able to exercise their rights. That may increase that natural persons may not be able to exercise their rights. And so to protect themselves, natural person of course, to protect themselves against the unlawful use of disclosure of that information, a corporate conducting investigation, has been created for to be over a lack of resources, For that, and for the GDPR, of course, it's necessary to promote closer cooperation. It's necessary to promote closer cooperation between data protection supervisory authority, data protection supervisory authority to help them exchange information. It's necessary to promote closer cooperation between data protection supervisory authorities to help them exchange information and conduct investigation with their international counterparts. So, this is finally a cooperation between the supervisory authorities of the countries concerned, of the country concerned, by an unlawful use. The GDPR enhances how it works. And it may be possible joint operations of supervisory authorities. It may be possible the joint operations of supervisory authorities, and this is cooperations cases. This is cooperation cases. Which one? Which supervisory authority is competent? The GDPR said that the supervisory authority that launched the procedure in cooperation is the first where the unlawful use happened. Is the first one where the unlawful use has happened. And after, more than one other supervisory authority joined the first for the proceeding. Okay, I don't have time to explain in details how it works. It's very technical, right? Very technical point, because of course, whatever it's in the EU, each supervisory authority follow for its proceedings, for its procedures, follow his own rules. So the cooperation try to manage a way to permit a single pursuit against the controller. I will not go further, even if whatever it's a very technical regulation. So now we have to talk about in this first section of the ultimate point, the point 3. The point 3 is about the current regime of administrative sanctions. The current regime of administrative sanctions. You remember before the break, we remember that I said that the sanctions were low, and the amount of penalties can be considered as derisory. In fact, can be considered as derisory, not for all the controllers, surely, but derisory for the companies and almost the GAFA, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and other big digital companies as known as everybody. So, because of that, the GDPR has changed the